Why, hello all, Mr. Moki Moki here, and I'm here to provide you with some entertainment. Yep, that's right, you heard me correct. I'm here to give you an Abyss Actor deck profile. Now, I know some of you are not all for the theatrics of pendulum summoning, and neither was I at first. But I'll definitely say that Abyss Actors were the one pendulum deck that actually interested me the most. And out of all the pendulum mechanics, I don't think I actually ever picked up a pendulum deck and played it other than this deck. Now, I know it's not the most competitive deck, and I know pendulums are getting hit when links drop, but I think this is a deck that I'm going to keep and try to work with. I know it's getting more support that we don't have yet from the OCG, whenever that drops. But even in link format, I think I'm going to try and work with this deck. I really like it. It's just fun. And honestly, it's actually won me a lot of duels, surprisingly. But I'll just get into the deck profile, and we can go through our lovely cast. First, we have our 3 Wild Hope. He is pretty much the reason for the season with this deck. When he gets destroyed, he searches, and he can make any other Abyss Actor monster a scale 9 in the Pendulum Zone. Honestly, he's pretty much the best one, and he's like the greatest engine for the deck. So I don't think there's any reason not to play 3. Next, to go on to our cast list, we have 3 Sassy Rookie. Now, he's just a rookie. He's getting started, but he's definitely essential to the entertainment at hand. He can't be destroyed by battle once per turn, and he's 1700, and he can protect other Abyss Actor monsters when he's in the Pendulum scale. Also, he has floating abilities. A lot of them do, but honestly, I don't think there's a reason not to run him at 3. Next, probably one of the worst ones, but you have to run him at 3 for now. 3 Funky Comedian. The only reason why you kind of have to run him at 3 right now is because we don't have the other 8 scale, and we don't have the 9 scale Twinkle Star. And yeah, so he's pretty much our only like high end scale that Abyss Actors have. So other than Wild Hope giving the ability to give scale 9s, like he's the only one else that we can rely on. So, but he's for the funniness of the show. So we need him. He needs to give some comic relief to our show. Next, we have some extras. We have 3 extras. Honestly, you could probably drop this down to 2. But you know, what other stuff? Like, you can't just have a play with no extras. You know, he basically is going to be used to get more Abyss Actors from the deck to set to the Pendulum scale. Which is still pretty good. I noticed people do run him at 2. I thought he was too good not to run at 3, but honestly, maybe in the future, I can see him clogging, so maybe I will drop him down to 2. But other than that, like he's still a good card. Pretty much becoming any Abyss Actor you want from the extra deck or from the deck. Next, we can't have a play without Leading Lady. I thought this card was good, but not good enough to run at 3. Honestly, the non-targeting damage thing that she has in her Pendulum effect is really good, but it doesn't come up as often. You just have to make sure you remember it. I don't know. If there's more of a reason to run 3 of her, let me know in the comment section down below. But I think 2 is a good number for her, even with the new support coming out. Next, we have the star of the show, Superstar. I only run 2 of him. I didn't think there was much of a reason, since you can like pretty much search him and get more of him. He's a good card. He's pretty much the reason to run this deck. He's super strong. He gets the Abyss scripts from deck and sets them. It's awesome. Plus with like Rise of the Abyss King, he's pretty much invincible. I really like this. And next we have our villain of the show, one Evil Heel. I feel like I would run more of this guy, if we had the Twinkle Star, but we do not. So we can only have one villain of the show. Plus he's level 8, so he's not that great to get out. You honestly just need a Wild Hope in scale in order to make things work. But it is what it is for right now. I'll see if I can bump him up in the future. Next for our last Pendulum monster, who is not an Abyss actor, Pendulum Mucho. He's the music that this play needs. He's a scale 0, and honestly, since he can get banished stuff back to the extra deck for right now, I think he's actually pretty good. But we'll see if he stays when Link format drops. I just really liked him and wanted to give him a try out, so a 1-up for right now is good. So if you play Allure of Darkness in the deck, and then you play this guy to get the banished one back to your extra deck, I think it's a pretty good combo. But yeah, for 1 of right now, hand traps, 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 Maxi. Definitely worth it, this format. I don't have any Ash Blossoms, so that's fair. But if you do, you probably run these. I thought Ghost Ogre and Maxi was definitely worth it. Next, I have a Kaiju Engine for the deck, because, you know, sometimes you just need more villains that the cast needs to fight, and you don't want to fight your own opponent's villains, so you give them villains to fight. If my puns are making you guys crazy, I'm sorry, but I have to do it for this deck. It just has to be done. So I run Kamungus because it's a level 7, I run Radiant because it's a level 7, and he's a Dark, so he's an alert target. Yugioh because he's strong, and Dogoran because he's level 8, so he can open up for rank 8 plays. So there's that. So rank 7 and rank 8 plays in this deck. Moving on to the scripts, because, you know, always need scripts. I run 2 Rise of the Abyss King and 1 Opening Ceremony. Honestly, Opening Ceremony is honestly just run because of the set effect. Plus gaining life points is fine, I guess. So if your opponent destroys it in your spell and trap card zone, this card being able to draw until you have 5 cards is pretty nuts. Plus, and then Rise of the Abyss King is just the most amazing card in this deck. Next, Draw Power. I was honestly thinking, like, I have a love-hate relationship with this card, honestly. 3 Allure of Darkness. I'm not sure if this deck actually needs 3 Allure. I was thinking about dropping it down to 2, but, like, it's... I don't know, it just doesn't feel right not running 3 Allure of Darkness. Plus, the draw power of this deck is needed, but then banishing 1 Dark is not needed, so I don't know. I might just cut it down a little bit. Maybe I'll just cut it entirely. I don't know, I thought this deck needed it. So for right now, it's staying. Next are 2 Kaiju Slumber. Yes, it's at 2, but that's fine. Destruction is always nice, and getting your Kaijus is always nice. So next, I run 2 Cosmic Cyclone just to deal with True Dracos. Honestly, if you don't have Cosmic Cyclone, you can run Twin Twisters. Talked about this before, but yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. Well, that rounds up the spells. Moving on to the traps, I run 1 Abyss Actors Backstage. I was running 2, then I thought I'd cut it down to 1 because we're approaching Link format and I don't want to get too used to this card. And honestly, when Link format happens, like, this card nearly becomes useless, sadly. But it puts 2 Abyss Actor monsters from your deck to your extra deck, which is nearly like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, it'll probably be cut when Link format happens, and when we get the new support, you'll see an updated deck profile. Moving on to more traps, Quaking Mirror Force. I wasn't, like, I like this card a lot, but with Link format happening soon as well, I feel like it might come out because Link monsters can't go to defense position. So I wasn't sure where Quaking Mirror Force would land itself. It's a really good card, I really like it, but I don't know. I think eventually it'll just find its way out of the format. Next, rounding up our traps and the deck list, we have Pendulum Switch. Honestly, when I saw this card, I thought it was the most amazing card for Pendulums, and if fucking Link format wasn't happening, I feel like this card would have been making Pendulums broken. Honestly, it's such a good card, and I think I'm still going to be playing it even in Link format. It's just like, place like Superstar or Evil Heal in your Pendulum zone and then special summon it out for free. Or if you have 2 Pendulum Scales and your opponent's like going to Twin Twister them or target one with Cosmic Cyclone, like Pendulum Switch, take that target out of the pendulum zone, so it saves itself. Like, I just think this card is just too good not to run in pendulum decks. I really like it. If you want to give this deck a try, honestly, try it. I was thinking 3 was too cloggy, honestly, but 2, I want to see it at least. So there's that. I just think this card is just nuts. Moving on to the extra deck, obviously, this extra deck is pretty, I don't know, it's pretty generic. You guys can run whatever you guys want if you disagree with me. So I run 1 Magister because, you know, run Pendulums. 1 Beastdweller because, you know, it's too good. 1 Heart Draco just for damage. Gaga Cowboy. Kangorgan. Oh, Kangorgan's actually really good. I should go over that. Because if you go into Kangorgan, you can like make your opponent target the things that you want them to target, like your set Abyss scripts, and then they get destroyed, obviously, and it's so good. I really like it. 1 Ragna Zero, 1 Diamond Dire, 1 Castel, obviously, the Utopia package, rank 7s, Big Eye, Red Eyes Flare, Mecha Phantom Beast, pretty self-explanatory there. And then rank 8s, just 2, Hope Harbinger and Divine Knight Felgrand. Yeah, so the extra deck is pretty, I don't know, I think you guys can just run whatever you guys feel like running. That's just what I run for right now. But obviously there's going to be changes in the future to this deck. I just really wanted to show off this deck because it's actually a Pendulum deck that I enjoy playing, and it's a Pendulum deck that like is so much fun to play. So if you guys like this deck, remember to rate, comment, and SCRUB-Scribe. Support the channel. I always appreciate that. We always appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys in the comment section down below. Peace.